Top 20 NSH Band 5 Interview Questions and Answers. Securing a Band 5 role within the NHS is a fantastic opportunity to make a meaningful difference in patient care while developing your professional skills. The interview process is designed to assess your clinical knowledge, communication abilities, alignment with NHS values, and readiness to work in a challenging healthcare environment. In this guide, we'll walk you through the top 20 most commonly asked NHS Band 5 interview questions, along with model answers, to help you prepare with confidence, present your strengths effectively, and stand out as the ideal candidate. 1. Tell us about yourself and your background in healthcare. I am a dedicated and compassionate healthcare professional with a degree in nursing and hands-on experience in both acute and community care settings. My career began with placements in busy hospital wards, where I developed strong clinical and communication skills. I am committed to delivering safe, patient-centered care and take pride in supporting individuals through their recovery journeys. Over the years, I have gained experience in wound care, medication administration, patient assessments, and care planning. I value teamwork, continuous learning, and adaptability, which I believe are essential for delivering high-quality care in a dynamic NHS environment. 2. Why do you want to work for the NHS in this Band 5 role? I want to work for the NHS in this Band 5 role because it offers the opportunity to contribute to an organization that upholds exceptional standards of patient care and equality of access. The NHS's commitment to compassion, respect, and improving health outcomes aligns with my own professional values. This role will allow me to apply my clinical knowledge while continuing to develop new skills through structured training and mentorship. I am particularly motivated by the chance to work in a team that makes a tangible difference in people's lives, supporting both patients and their families during critical moments. 3. Which NHS values resonate most with you and why? All NHS values are important, but compassion, commitment to quality of care, and improving lives resonate most with me. Compassion underpins my approach to patient care. Understanding their emotions and responding with empathy helps build trust. Commitment to quality ensures that every patient receives safe, evidence-based treatment. Improving lives is my ultimate goal, whether that's through physical recovery, emotional support, or health education. These values guide my decision-making, keep me patient-focused, and ensure I treat each individual with dignity and respect. Upholding these principles helps me contribute meaningfully to both the NHS mission and patient well-being. 4. How do your skills and experience meet the Band 5 job description? I have the essential clinical skills required for a Band 5 nurse, including patient assessment, care planning, medication administration, and infection control. My ability to work within a multidisciplinary team ensures holistic patient care. I am confident in handling emergencies, maintaining accurate documentation, and communicating effectively with patients, relatives, and colleagues. My experience in adapting to different wards and patient needs reflects my flexibility and problem-solving ability. I also stay up to date with current guidelines and training, ensuring safe, evidence-based practice. These competencies directly align with the requirements and expectations outlined in the Band 5 job description. 5. Describe a time you worked effectively as part of a multidisciplinary team. While working on a surgical ward, I collaborated with doctors, physiotherapists, and dietitians to support a patient recovering from bowel surgery. I shared my observations on their mobility and nutrition needs, ensuring the team had accurate, up-to-date information. Together, we agreed on a rehabilitation plan that balanced rest with gradual activity and dietary adjustments. As a result, the patient's recovery progressed faster than expected, and they were discharged earlier than planned. This experience reinforced my belief in the power of multidisciplinary teamwork to achieve better patient outcomes through shared expertise, effective communication, and coordinated care. 6. Give an example of a time you delivered excellent patient care. While caring for an elderly patient with dementia, I noticed signs of anxiety during evening medication rounds. Instead of rushing, I took time to explain each step, using a calm tone and nonverbal reassurance. I involved her daughter via a short phone call to comfort her, which reduced her distress. I also adjusted the care plan to include more consistent routines and familiar faces. As a result, medication compliance improved, and the patient's anxiety lessened. This experience taught me that excellent patient care isn't just about clinical accuracy. It's about recognizing emotional needs and addressing them with empathy. 7. How do you prioritize patient care when working under pressure? In high-pressure situations, I follow a systematic approach based on clinical urgency, safety, and patient needs. First, I assess which patients require immediate attention using tools like News2 for early warning signs. I then delegate appropriately, ensuring tasks are shared according to team members' skills. I maintain clear communication so everyone understands priorities and updates. I also balance urgent interventions with essential ongoing care, ensuring no patient is overlooked. By staying calm, organized, and focused, I can deliver safe, effective care even during demanding shifts, while still showing compassion to each patient I support. 8. Describe a challenging situation with a patient or their family and how you resolved it. A patient's family member became upset, believing their relative's discharge was too early. I listened actively to their concerns without interrupting, acknowledging their feelings. I then explained the medical reasoning, sharing the consultant's notes and follow-up care plan. I arranged for the family to speak directly with the doctor to address any remaining doubts. This open, respectful approach diffused tension and reassured them that the patient's safety was our top priority. The patient was discharged as planned, with the family feeling more informed and supported. This reinforced my belief in clear, compassionate communication during challenging moments. 9. How would you deal with a patient who refuses treatment? I would first ensure the patient fully understands the proposed treatment, its benefits, and potential risks of refusing it. Using clear, jargon-free language, I would explore their reasons, whether they're due to fear, misunderstanding, cultural beliefs, or past experiences. I would provide emotional support and, if appropriate, involve family members or interpreters. If the patient still refuses and has the capacity to make that decision, I would respect their choice, document it accurately, and inform the senior team. This approach balances patient autonomy with my duty of care, ensuring decisions are made with informed consent. 10. Tell me about a time when you supported a colleague who was struggling. During a busy shift, I noticed a newly qualified nurse was becoming overwhelmed with her workload. I offered to help with time-sensitive tasks, such as medication rounds, while she focused on patient assessments. Later, I took time to guide her through prioritization techniques and shared tips for managing documentation efficiently. I also encouraged her to take short breaks to prevent burnout. By the end of the shift, she felt more confident and expressed gratitude. Supporting colleagues is vital for patient safety and team morale, and I believe mentoring moments like these strengthen both staff confidence and service quality. 11. How do you maintain patient confidentiality and comply with data protection laws? I strictly follow NHS confidentiality policies and the Data Protection Act, GDPR. This means only accessing patient information when necessary for care, storing records securely, and never sharing details without appropriate consent. I avoid discussing patients in public areas and ensure digital devices are password protected. When sharing information with colleagues, I do so on a need-to-know basis and through secure systems. I also stay updated on training related to information governance. Protecting confidentiality is not only a legal requirement but also essential for building patient trust and ensuring they feel safe when sharing personal health information. 12. Describe a time you had to adapt quickly to a change in the workplace. While working in a surgical ward, I was unexpectedly redeployed to the emergency department during a staffing shortage. The pace and priorities were different, so I quickly familiarized myself with ED protocols and shadowed a senior nurse briefly to understand the workflow. I adapted my communication style to handle faster triage and focused on acute assessments. By remaining flexible and drawing on transferable skills, I was able to contribute effectively despite the sudden change. This experience showed me the importance of adaptability in healthcare, especially when patient needs and staffing demands shift unexpectedly. 13. How do you ensure your clinical practice is up to date? I regularly participate in mandatory training, attend clinical skills workshops, and keep up with new NICE guidelines. I also engage in reflective practice, reviewing cases with colleagues to identify learning points. Subscribing to professional journals and joining relevant webinars helps me stay informed about new evidence-based approaches. I take feedback constructively and actively seek opportunities to develop areas where I feel less confident. By combining formal education with self-directed learning, I ensure my practice remains current, safe, and aligned with NHS standards, ultimately improving the care I provide to patients. 14. Describe a situation where you had to escalate concerns about a patient's safety. While monitoring a post-operative patient, I noticed a sudden drop in oxygen saturation and increased respiratory rate. I immediately reassessed, confirmed the readings, and initiated oxygen therapy. Recognizing potential deterioration, I escalated to the senior nurse and on-call doctor, providing a concise SBAR handover. The patient was promptly reviewed, and further intervention prevented serious complications. This reinforced the importance of early recognition, clear communication, and following escalation protocols. Patient safety is always my priority, and I never hesitate to raise concerns when I detect signs of deterioration. 15. How do you handle conflict within your team? I believe in addressing conflict early through open, respectful communication. When a disagreement arose between two colleagues about task allocation, I facilitated a calm discussion where each could share their perspective. I encouraged them to focus on the common goal, patient care, and helped them agree on a fair distribution of responsibilities. This collaborative approach not only resolved the issue but also improved team relationships. I've learned that handling conflict professionally prevents negative impacts on morale and ensures that patient safety and service quality remain the top priorities. 16. Tell me about a time you went above and beyond for a patient. A patient recovering from a stroke was anxious about missing her granddaughter's wedding. I coordinated with the physiotherapy team to accelerate her mobility training, arranged a video call with her family, and decorated her bed space for the occasion. This small gesture lifted her spirits and improved her engagement in rehabilitation. Her family expressed deep gratitude, and the patient's mood and participation in therapy improved notably. Going above and beyond isn't always about major interventions. Sometimes it's about recognizing emotional needs and making moments meaningful, which ultimately supports overall recovery. 17. What steps do you take to reduce the risk of infection in your work? I adhere strictly to infection prevention protocols, including hand hygiene before and after patient contact, using PPE appropriately, and following aseptic techniques during procedures. I ensure that equipment is cleaned between uses and that waste is disposed of according to guidelines. I also educate patients and visitors on hand hygiene and respiratory etiquette when necessary. Regularly attending infection control training ensures my knowledge stays current. Preventing infection is critical to patient safety, reducing hospital-acquired infections, and maintaining public trust in healthcare services. 18. How do you manage stress and maintain resilience in a busy healthcare environment? I manage stress by staying organized, prioritizing tasks, and maintaining open communication with my team. I take short breaks where possible to reset, and I use deep breathing techniques to stay calm in high-pressure moments. Outside work, I focus on healthy habits, exercise, balanced diet, and adequate rest to maintain physical and mental well-being. I also practice reflective writing to process challenging situations and learn from them. By looking after my own resilience, I can provide consistent, high-quality care to my patients without burnout affecting my performance. 19. Describe how you would handle a situation where you made a clinical error. If I made a clinical error, I would follow NHS policies by immediately informing my senior, assessing the impact on the patient, and taking any necessary steps to ensure their safety. I would document the incident accurately and honestly, then participate in the investigation process. I believe in using errors as learning opportunities, reflecting on what went wrong, seeking feedback, and making changes to prevent recurrence. Transparency builds trust with both patients and colleagues, and accountability is essential for maintaining high standards of care. 20. Where do you see yourself in your NHS career in 5 years' time? In 5 years, I see myself as a highly skilled Band 6 nurse, having developed specialist expertise in my chosen area while continuing to provide hands-on patient care. I aim to mentor junior colleagues, contribute to service improvements, and participate in quality initiatives. I hope to undertake further professional development, possibly completing an advanced practice course. Ultimately, my goal is to combine clinical excellence with leadership skills to make a meaningful contribution to both patient outcomes and the NHS as a whole. Preparing for your NHS Band 5 interview is about more than just memorizing answers. It's about understanding your role, demonstrating your commitment to NHS values, and showcasing how your skills and experience can positively impact patient care. By practicing these top 20 questions and tailoring your responses to your own experiences, you'll enter the interview ready to impress and confident in your ability to secure the role. Good luck! You've got this.